Hey, guess what? Guess what? Hey, Shawn, I know you're curious what I'm going to say as well.
I have no idea.
I want to invite all the people who love this show to head over to Randomosity with Shawn and Mark at Facebook, and you can become part of the Randomosity community. That means we're looking for your ideas. We're checking the comments for your ideas for topics. Would you rathers? That's a good question, the problem solvers, so that we can use them on the show. You can check out photos, videos, and other fun stuff. And by liking or commenting there, you're helping to support the show. Look, we appreciate you over there at Facebook. And don't forget to click that follow button. That's all there is to it. Now, let's get to the show. What happens when two idiots give life advice? Explore unrealistic situations and give random topics more thought than they deserve? It's Randomosity with Shawn and Mark. Yeah, you got problems.
I really do, man.
Yeah, mental problems.
Kind of. It's really mental.
Mental, yeah.
I really do. Afternoon delight.
Welcome to the Randomosity with Shawn and Mark podcast. Excited to have you with us as we continue this journey of miscellaneousness. Is that right?
Miscellaneous nutter nonsense?
Yeah.
MNN?
That's it.
Wait, there's a show like that, isn't there?
There is a show like that.
Yeah.
N and M, yeah, there is. Rebranding your Sundays, bringing you a little bit of random joy. The show is about everything and nothing.
All at once.
Yes. Not everybody can do that. You know, Shawn, what I realized throughout these past 18 shows that we've done is that people love to think about difficult, odd questions, debate them with one another, and ultimately and obviously there is a right answer to everything. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, it's 42.
That's the answer to everything. I think that these important questions need official answers, not opinions, just correct facts.
Okay.
Yep. And that's why people listen to Randomosity with Shawn and Mark. Yep. They just become smarter, better people, better looking, more factual. We should publish in a medical journal or something like that.
Could you just imagine the pictures of us in a medical journal? People
Yeah,
would be like, Dr. So-and-so, he helps children with serious illnesses.
Yeah.
Dr. So-and-so, he helps the elderly. And then here's these two idiots.
Yeah.
We talked about the totally unrelated from that, but saying the word idiot made me think of this. We had our hierarchy that we were working on that one show.
Yes.
So you got dumb A, and then you got moron, then you got idiot. Is there something above idiot in this ranking system, or
so there's a possibility we can move up? Is that what you're saying?
I mean,
but I think we've already established that we can't.
Okay, a possibility, or there is room, because there's a difference.
There might be room.
Yeah, there might be room.
We just don't want to drop any.
And what would be under dumb A? Would that be imbecile?
Imbecile, yeah, maybe maroon.
Maroon. What a maroon.
Okay. Jeez.
We might have problems.
Oh, yes, I think so. I think we started this episode off the correct way.
Exactly.
So what do we have on today's show, you might ask? Well, we have problem solvers, title twisters, and we have a very interesting topic all about famous TV and movie vehicles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think that'll be fun. That'll be a lot of fun. Shawn, we both worked in radio. I got to ask you this question. So did you ever change your name?
Oh, yeah. I was a real genius. I kept the first name.
Yeah, we figured that.
Yeah. So I went by my first name and my middle name. I don't know how much I want to divulge. Everybody knows my last name already because we've announced it on here, so I won't give my middle name, but that's what I went by.
Okay.
First name, middle name.
Yeah. So Cool Breeze was your...
Yeah, so Cool Breeze. So there's a story here. So the radio station I worked at was a barn in the middle of Bowling Green, Missouri, the sprawling metropolis of about 2,500 people.
We won't give call letters. Or
I won't give call letters. But So it was a barn, and one night after, and the equipment was straight out of the 60s. It was, for the radio people out there, mixers now, they have sliders on them. These still had the big dials
Oh yeah, the
on
pots.
them. The big pots, right. So, and we still used carts.
Oh,
We had
yeah.
digital editing, but we couldn't play them on the thing. So we had to do this state-of-the-art digital editing. Saw Plus was the big thing back then. Did the digital editing on that, and then we had to put it on a cart so we could play it on our 1960s equipment.
Oh.
For those cart, it looks like a big 8-track is what it looks like.
It does.
So anyway, I'm leaving my shift one night. It was not a 24-hour station at that time, and so I'm leaving, and I'm new there. I've been there 6 weeks, 7 weeks at this point, maybe. So I'm leaving. I go out the door, and I hit the lock, and I leave. Come back the next morning, and everybody's in their winter coats. There's a space heater in there. Program director just points at me and summons me to his office, and he says the door was wide open last night. The highway patrol came by, and they called the GM, and he's not happy. I'm like, what do you mean the door's wide open? I made sure I closed it before I left. Well, did you pull it shut? No. I mean, he's like, no, you have to really give it a good pull. I was like, been nice if somebody told me that. So what happened, it was the middle of winter, and a big windstorm blew the door open. I don't know how long after I left, but when they came in, water pipes were frozen, and it was just so cold in there. Talked to the GM, told the GM, hey, look, nobody told me that the door needed to be closed. He yelled at me, but, I still got to work there.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, whatever. From then on, I had the nickname Cool Breeze.
Cool Breeze.
We made promos with it in there and everything.
I like it. It's nice.
So, you didn't go. You went by your real name on radio.
I went by my real name. I wasn't very creative with that, I guess. Worked in the St. Louis area, it's
Did you get any cool nicknames for on air or?
no, nothing that I can compare your story to.
You got any cool remotes stories? Of
Oh
remotes?
yeah. I know we told one at the Halloween episode. Now strange remotes where we broadcasted from a it was like an RV kind of place, and we broadcasted from the top
Of an
of the
RV. Okay.
which would have been kind of cool, except it was very windy that day.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I mean that was kind of scary. Just normal local kind of things, the rodeo and just places like that, haunted houses.
Oh yeah. We used to do remotes from the Pike County Fair, the state fair that was held in Pike County, Missouri.
Yeah.
And so one day, my program director actually was on. He was on the remote. I was in the studio, and he's talking about how they had the demolition derby coming up, and they said, yeah, so coming down, and he meant to say Demo Derby Pit.
Oh no.
I can't say what he said and keep it clean, but he accidentally said Demo Derby and a vulgar name for a part of a woman's upper body.
Okay.
Rhymes
Gotcha.
with pit.
Yeah.
We'll leave it there. I had to turn my pot down because I was laughing so hard. He coughed, turned his head. It was dead air for about 15, 20 seconds before he came back.
Oh my God.
And it was just like, oh my God. And then when we went to the next song, how you can talk to each other if you got the volume down. He goes, I can't believe I just said that on the air. And I said, well, thankfully there's only 2,500 people listening.
Oh boy.
We had the thing that said, oh, we reached 250,000. I was like, yeah, no.
Yeah, you could, but
Yeah, it supposedly made it all the way to O'Fallon, Missouri. I could never hear it in O'Fallon.
oh man, yeah. I remember one time a gentleman was on the air. I think he was doing a newscast, and so he's reading the newscast. He's very serious. Am I right? And they one of the other guys decided to, because there was a glass and you could see in there, and decided to moon him. And yeah, he tried everything to keep from laughing, and that just did not work well.
Oh my God.
Well.
Why do people try to distract guys that are on the air? I mean, do they think it's funny to get them to laugh?
I guess it does. I mean, it is kind of funny to get somebody to laugh, but during a newscast, I'm not sure that was the most opportune moment to do that.
You talked about newscasts. I'm going to tell this story. This didn't happen when I was working on radio, but I used to work at a webpage that covered high school sports in the St. Louis area. And we would provide the stats to the big radio station in town. Think I can give the call letters for the big one? I mean, it's nationally known radio station.
I
Yeah,
guess
KMOX. So KMOX would broadcast the scores at the end of the game. And the guy that was on the air that time, and he's since passed, Bob Hamilton.
Right.
And if you ever heard Bob Hamilton, he talks the same way through every podcast, an old-time radio voice.
That's right. I'm Bob Hamilton.
KMOX News. So we were having trouble getting him the scores. We would send, I guess we would send a script over. I don't remember. We emailed him or sent a script over. Email was brand new at that point. And we couldn't get him over in time. So right before he goes on the air, so he's giving the news, commercial break news. So our guy calls him and he has him write down the thing, the scores. And Bob just totally butchers it because, he didn't have time to prepare. It's not Bob's fault. Not Bob's fault at all. But the greatest thing of all, I'm going to censor this, but I'm so bad, just want to say it out loud because of the Bob Hamilton voice. He called back. He was mad. He's like, I just think that was unprofessional. We didn't get the scores in time. It made everything jumbled. And you effed up the newscast. In the Bob Hamilton voice, but he used the actual word. He didn't say you effed it up. He said you it up.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God. I couldn't help but laugh. That was just, we would say that to each other for the next 6 months around there. You effed up the newscast.
Oh, boy.
Radio.
I remember we were at a remote, and we had a guy that was a lot like Les Nessman as far as words, and
Chai Rodriguez.
Yeah, and we were at a town festival. Okay, and we were broadcasting from a place, and it was like let's say like old time buffet or something like that, right?
Right.
But the guy, we're broadcasting live from Old Town Buffett.
Was this the same guy that the Jimmy Buffett song? You told me the story once when we worked together.
Oh no, it wasn't Jimmy Buffett. It was it's.
Give me the beat. Yeah,
give me the Beat Boys
and free my soul.
But he was singing it, and he was singing, "Give me the Beach Boys and."
And wasn't it "Give me the Beach Boys and feed my soul"?
I want to get. Yeah, he was.
Now we told the story. We embellish it between ourselves so many times. I don't know how much of this is us embellishing it or how much of it, but I remember it as. Give me the Beach Boys and feed my soul. I want to get lost in your rocky road.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and it was just like, okay, so either he's Weird Al, or
hey, Weird Al, we just gave you $1 million idea.
That's right.
All right, so enough about us. It's time to get to the show, sir.
Well, let's get to it.
All right, coming up next, the Problem Solvers. If you have a problem, we'll solve it.
Shawn, I don't think we can legally say that.
Oh. The Problem Solvers.
All right, this is the Problem Solvers. And, if you have a difficult situation, need some life advice, maybe you just have a beef with a friend, he thinks one way and you think another way, and maybe we can solve that. And so you can go on to one of our social media sites and leave it in the comments, and we'll certainly get it on the air and discuss it. So should we get to it?
We should.
All right, our first one comes from Justin from Twitter.
Oh God, tell me it's not Bieber.
Yeah, and he asked, when the waitress asks the question, "Is this together or separate?" What's the standard protocol? Who speaks first? Is it who invited who? Is it the oldest? Person that has the most people in their party? I mean, he wants to know what the protocol is.
Okay, to me, it's situational. It's situational. So, like, every Sunday, my parents and I go out to dinner, and if I even tried to pay, they will smack the bill out of my hand.
Right. So,
even if I just try to say I'm paying for mine, they would know. And the waitress is always like, parents rule, mom rules.
Yeah.
All right.
But you can't just jump in there and say,
No.
"Oh, separate checks, please." Who actually said? Is it the tallest person?
Yeah, I've not done the separate check things, but there are times where I'll go, "Hey, mine's separate," if I know that I wasn't expected to pay for the whole.
Would that maybe somebody was going to pay for it?
Right, and that's happened. My friend Mike, the last time he was in town, they came to give the bill, and I said, "Mine's separate," and his wife Wendy just looked at me and she, of course, smacked me on the arm because, of course, she did. And we were going to pay, Doyle. My friends all call me Doyle. And I was like, oh, I'm paying for mine. Got smacked on the arm again.
Oh, see, I don't know. I mean, is there ever like just a leader? You know, a group of people, and this guy is the guy that's going to make
right.
the
Well,
decisions.
if it's a work dinner, the boss is going to pay first. He's probably using the company money anyway.
Probably.
If it's like okay, so I'm trying to think of who would be a leader in a group of friends. Because my group of friends, we didn't really necessarily have a leader, but we were all probably just going to pay separate anyway because we knew we were all broke and not everybody could afford to pay for everybody.
Right.
So again, that's why I'm saying it's situational. It's all going to depend on who's in the group. So,
here's what you do. You go. We would all like separate bills, please, and Shawn's paying for it.
See, I always get set up to be the patsy. But yeah, I wish I had a direct answer for that one. But
I don't know that there really is one. I mean,
if I'm on a date, I'm gonna pay for the date.
And maybe there is no protocol per se. Maybe you can just say, hey, just like you said, just give me my bill.
Right.
And then if they go, no, we're taking care of this, then that's a different story.
Yeah, but then Wendy and I might end up in a fight, and she's gonna win. I'm just telling you that she's gonna win.
Yeah. But yeah. or I pay yours, you pay mine. Well, I don't know, but.
Well, I think it also depends on what's being ordered. If I'm there, let's say nothing was discussed at a time, and I'm there, I order a burger and fries and a beer.
Okay.
And then somebody else at the table gets the lobster tail with nice Chianti and
then you're going to be the first one to go, separate bills, please.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a separate.
Oh man, there's some of that stuff that is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I just.
You ever been with a guy that never has his wallet?
Yes, I have.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh. Yeah, I had a friend. Yeah, he never seemed to pay for anything.
We called him T-Rex arms whenever the bill would come. I can't reach. I can't reach.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean.
And you don't want to be the big shot either, and
no.
reach out and grab the bill first. And
No. Was it the show How I Met Your Mother? The one guy, he was pretentious. So the story there is he ended up on a blind date with a woman he had been on a blind date with 6-7 years ago, and neither one of them remembered it. And then halfway through dinner, they both realized it. And so they started saying, well, why didn't it work last time? And she's like, well, it was she's like, I didn't like that you didn't immediately pick up the check. He's like, well, I was going to pay, but I want you to do the little dance thing. And she's like, what? He's like, yeah, I go reach for it, but then you reach for it as well. And I, kind of get to play tug of war. And then I end up with it. And it kind of, it just makes me feel a little bit better. Like, no, I got this.
Oh, okay.
It's
yeah,
like,
that makes sense.
It's like, that is the most pretentious. So anyway, long story short, I don't know that there's a direct answer to the first question.
I don't think so. I mean, I think maybe, it's just, it's whatever you feel comfortable with.
Right.
I mean, if you're waiting for somebody to say it, I mean, then.
That would be the worst feeling in the world. The waitress sets the check in the middle of the table and everybody's just not just looking at it. Just
right.
And nobody's moving.
But most places ask, is this separate? So hopefully you get that squared away before.
What you hope doesn't happen is right as the bill comes, somebody says they got to run to the bathroom because you ain't going to see them again.
That's right. Yeah.
I got to go to the bathroom. Sit your right back down.
And I can't go here. I've got to go home and.
Yeah, I've got a shy colon.
Oh, so this really leads into the next one then.
Okay.
Okay, ready? Cole wants to know if you're in the bathroom and someone knocks on the door, come and knock on our door. Oh.
We've been waiting for you.
What is the correct response to give?
I
say the Forrest Gump response. Seat taken.
See, I like that. I like what I heard one time when I knocked on a bathroom door and I just heard somebody say, "Dropping down."
Now, do you knock on the door when you go in? I mean,
this
usually
was
you just try the handle.
well, this wasn't a public bathroom. This was
Somebody's house.
yeah.
Yeah.
You just knock, dropping down.
Yeah, and I think you
All
should
right.
knock at somebody's house. That's for sure.
Yeah, and there are some public bathrooms that are one-seaters, but they have locks on them generally.
Right.
If they're one-seater and they don't have a lock, I'm not using it.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, and then the guy that does it,
Mm-hmm.
you
You got to
or
follow
at least
him.
tries it,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's like, and he goes back to his table, and you know, yeah, I don't know who did that. I don't know. Yeah.
But the worst is at the gas station when you're in there and you're the one that's dropping down, and then you hear the fateful, and then
It is a fearful situation.
Yeah. Well, and you know that when you come out, they're going to be waiting out there. It's not somebody that can go back to their table. They're going to be waiting there, so they're going to see you and know that it's you, and you have to live with the shame after that.
That's true.
But so
What if you forget to lock the door?
Oh,
That's awful.
Don't make eye contact,
Yeah.
or make eye contact and just make it weird, and then you don't have to worry about them coming back.
Right. So somebody knocks on the door.
Somebody knocks on the door.
So you want to come in? No.
No.
Maybe you make it into a knock-knock joke. Who is it?
Avon calling.
Yeah. Because you don't know. Maybe it is somebody you want to invite in. I don't know.
Yeah. Sure. Ring the doorbell next time.
Yeah.
What?
Enter.
You rang. Oh, I'm just thinking of all the different things you can say. Occupado.
Yep.
I usually the one I usually do go with is, "Hey, somebody's in here."
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's probably the best way to go. Which would you rather be, though? The person that's in there.
This isn't that segment. No, go ahead.
The one that's in there, or the one that's outside coming in. Which is more embarrassing?
More embarrassing to me is the one inside, I think, because outside you haven't done anything yet, and yeah, you might have to deal with something, but
And if they don't have the door locked and you open it, and
well, then it's their fault, and they're the ones that's embarrassed. I'm looking in. Oh God!
So what if you decide to take, bring your screwdriver and you start taking the door off?
Then you're probably going to jail.
So it's your fault then, right?
That would be
Yeah.
just a skosh.
Okay.
What I hate is when you're in there and you hear and somebody's in here, and then 2 minutes later.
Yeah, right. I've seen.
Now you
yeah,
hope
I've
it's a
had that
different
happen.
person, but
You hope it's a different person, but
it's like
maybe they really need to use the restroom.
I'm one of those guys where if I'm in traffic and somebody tailgates me, I'm going to slow down. Maybe I should incorporate that. So every time somebody knocks on the door, I just stay in there
Take a
longer.
little longer.
My legs would fall asleep eventually, though.
Oh,
Why is this man crawling out of the bathroom? People kept knocking.
No. Next one, Brian needs some help.
Okay.
Someone brought donuts into work today, which I don't think it was today. I think
God, I hope
when
not.
he wrote it,
Yeah.
it was that day. But I've already had my first serving, and an hour has passed. Has enough time passed for me to swing by for more donuts?
Yeah.
Okay. Brian, I can't believe that you let an hour go by.
I know, right? If those donuts lasted, 5 minutes?
Yeah, your clock is too long. So when you hit 5 minutes, man, I'm like sweating.
Mm-hmm. I need another one.
Is there going to be more? I mean, what is the thing? 5 minutes, 15 minutes?
I would
an
say
hour. Yeah, I think you're fine swinging
an
by
hour,
and getting
yeah.
another donut.
I think it does kind of depend on the amount of people in the office and what time people show up. If everybody shows up at the same time and everybody's there and everybody's been made well aware of the donuts, then yeah, you're looking at 5-10 minutes before it's free to go back.
Yeah, I think so. Everybody's had their chance to get something, and you go from there.
Now, what if somebody has written a note on the box, "Save me the Long John," but the Long John's still in there?
Well, you can have the Long John because.
I think that if they wanted the Long John, they should have just taken the damn Long John. That's mine now.
No, yeah.
You don't get to call dibs on donuts if you're not there.
No,
Dibs on
true.
donuts.
Dibs on donuts. There we go. Check that out and see if we can have that. So Donuts. We'll talk about that a little bit. What's your favorite donut?
I tend to like. There's a place where I live, Old Town Donuts. So it's like a sentimental favorite. It's Florescen's Old Town Donuts. There's also one in.
You getting a kickback here or what?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay. All right.
no. That's the name of the place, Old Town Donuts.
Is it really good?
Mm-hmm.
I noticed you didn't bring donuts.
I did not bring donuts.
So
No,
that's
yeah.
not,
No, but and if you want to go big chain, then I don't know, Krispy Kreme or Dunkin'. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
I can't.
Well,
think
I'm talking about your favorite kind of donut.
Oh, favorite kind of donut. I really like a classic chocolate Long John, or the Bavarian.
Okay, I don't get the point of the Long John.
It's just I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, but
They've got the Long Johns now that have caramel on top, and then there's some that have caramel and bacon.
Yeah, I like the custard-filled ones.
Yeah, isn't that the Bavarian?
I'm not sure because I think
or is the Bavarian
ordered that
the cream?
before. I think it's the cream, but
yeah, I don't like the cream one. I'm not a big icing fan, and the cream's a lot like the icing.
Right, I do like the custard in there.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the like a nice blueberry-filled one.
Blueberry or jelly donut or yeah.
Now, can you count a cinnamon roll as a donut?
They sell them at Old Town, so I might.
Now, do they come with the dozen if you get a dozen, or is that
It's got a different
extra?
You can get it with a dozen, but it is extra. There's an extra cost to them.
So it's really not classified as.
Right. What was the one they had? They had a banana flavored donut last time I was there. So think of it as a cake donut, but it had like banana infused in it, I guess.
Okay.
I guess think of how you make banana bread, only instead of banana bread, it's banana donut.
Huh.
So it was really good though.
That sounds, it does.
The guy gave me a free sample. It was nice.
What about those French donuts?
The French donuts. I'm gonna need
the
more
ones
than
that
that.
are real light and airy.
No.
I don't either because I want some substance to my donut.
Yeah. If the donut doesn't make a noise when it hits the table, and I don't mean just a little.
Yeah.
It's gotta.
Yeah, it's
when it
got to
hits the
make
table.
something. Yeah.
There's got to be something to it. I mean, you're going ahead and eating bread. You're eating donuts. You know you're not eating healthy anyway, so you might as well go for it.
Right. Do you like Krispy Kreme?
I'm okay with Krispy Kreme.
I don't understand their name.
Yeah, because, well, I guess if you get them, they're not really crispy when you get them because they're nice and soft if you get them right off the oven.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you're supposed to freeze them, freeze dry them. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm sure there's a reason behind that, but to me it didn't make sense.
Yeah, and the glaze doesn't form a hard shell or anything.
Yeah.
So basically, long answer to a short question. An hour is way too long, buddy.
It's way too long. Yeah.
You go get your donut.
I'm surprised you even got a second helping.
No doubt.
All right. Interesting topic coming up.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about vehicles from TV and film.
All right, sounds good.
The American car. Few things define an individual better than the car they drive, and nothing better defines a movie or TV series than the car that the lead character drives. For years, people from all walks of life were known by their cars, and that recognition spilled over, of course, into TV shows and movies in a big way. Throughout the 60s, 70s, and 80s, cars played a big part in just about every TV series and film. To the point that the audience would see the car and immediately associate it with, that particular show. Sometimes the cars were just as iconic, an iconic mode of transportation meant to show the social class of a person driving it, like Fred Sanford's beat-up old 1951 Ford truck in Sanford and Son, right?
Yeah.
What about Colt Seaver's early 1980s model GMC pickup? That was the Fall Guy. We talked about that last week.
He's been seen with Farrah.
Yes, he has. Or what about like Sonny Crockett's white Ferrari?
Ooh, yeah. I want that car.
So, and of course we'll talk about some other ones, but those certainly define a show. A lot of times TV series or even in the movies.
Right.
We're going to talk about, we've titled this as vehicles because we're not just going to limit it to cars.
Right, exactly. There's going to be a lot of cars, but...
Right. So you want to kick us off, Shawn?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, one of the more identifiable cars out there in movie anyway, James Bond.
James Bond.
Always had these good cars, but he's got
yeah.
two that I can think of right off the top of my head that were just iconic. The Aston Martin, which, whatever model he was driving in when the movie was made. But then you also have the Lotus.
The Lotus. That was the submarine car.
Yeah. He's just driving that towards water, and you're like, what's he? He's not gonna. And then it went underneath, and I thought he was going to ruin that car driving it in the water.
That was The Spy Who Loved Me, I think.
Yes, it was. It was.
Yeah.
Matter of fact,
Roger Moore
drove
that one.
Yeah, I think Sean Connery should have been the one to drive that one, but not a huge Roger Moore as Bond fan.
Yeah, when I was growing up, I used to go see the Bond movies, and it was Roger Moore at that time.
Right.
So, but yeah, until I got introduced to the Sean Connery, then his version of Bond, I thought, and no matter what, whoever plays James Bond is cool.
It is cool, and their car is cool, and
their cars are always cool.
Oh my god! And they got ejector seats and machine guns and just all sorts of fun little toys on them.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, is that Q or M? I can't remember.
Q.
Yeah, Q was the one that designed all that stuff for him.
Yeah, and just classic
M was
stuff.
his boss.
And was his boss, right?
Right. Yeah.
No, Q.
Now see, now you're gonna get confused.
Yeah, well, that's not hard to do. I want to say I know the Daniel Craig movies have kind of blurred that line because Q was originally just M was the Judi Dench was M, and then your doppelganger Ray Fiennes was Q, and then Q became the leader. So I don't know.
Oh, so now it's all messed up.
Yeah. I mean, I might be mixing that up too, but
those were great cars, though. I mean, I remember thinking, "Oh, wow, that."
Yeah, oh yeah. And for those wondering what Mark looks like, look at Ray Fiennes. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, they've seen pictures. I'm sure.
Yeah. Now, you gotta look at Farva.
Farva from Super Troopers. Yeah. How about this one? The Munster Coach. Model T Hot Rod Hearse Hybrid.
That was, yeah. You see that rolling down the street, and what in God's name?
Well, they combined like parts from 3 different Model Ts.
Did they build it
and
one
a
piece?
hearse.
So did they build it one piece at a time?
They built it one piece at a time. Didn't cost them a dime.
But you'll know it's them when they roll through your town.
Oh, you would definitely know that. But yeah.
Well, the fact that Frankenstein's monster's driving that kind of helps.
So it's kind of cool though, because I mean, it that's not a car that you're going to find out there. Like when we were talking about the Aston Martins, you can find those and drive those, but you can't find one of these because they put it together themselves.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So talking about iconic cars, as we are, Kit from Knight Rider, the smart car, first smart car.
That it was the first smart car.
Yeah.
He would actually disagree with him sometimes.
Yeah, I don't think that's what we want to do, Michael.
Yeah. You always wondered how it was that smart.
Well, it was Mr. Feeney.
It was a TV show, I know.
Yeah. But it was Mr. Feeney as the voice, so if you put Mr. Feeney's brain in there.
Oh yeah, true. That is true.
Oh yeah.
What about the 1966 Batman?
Oh, the Batmobile. The stretch Batmobile, I call that one.
Oh yeah, I think that was a Lincoln, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lincoln car, and Lincoln Mark II, in fact.
Yeah. And you want to talk about that one, you got to also bring up the Tim Burton Batmobile. The thing that had like a 6-foot-long engine compartment.
Okay. I had a buddy, and he may listen to the show, I'm not sure. But, we always played Batman and Robin. I would always love just to be able to rent one of these one time and show up at his house.
Just, hey, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? Want to go for a ride?
But then,
guess who's Batman now?
Did he always get to be Batman?
He did, because he always gave that as he was older.
Oh.
So he always was the Lone Ranger, and he was always,
So you were Tonto and the Boy Wonder.
Yes.
So we go from Tim Burton's Batmobile to the Tumbler from the Christian Bale
Tumbler,
version.
Yeah.
Now that was a cool car.
That was a cool car.
The Lincoln Mark III. I mean, that's a classic Batmobile. Or Mark II. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's a classic Batmobile. But that Tumbler, man, that's just but they never called it the Batmobile. They never called anything the Bat whatever in the Christian Bale.
No, they
films.
didn't. You're right.
It was just the Tumbler and the. They didn't even have it. He had the Batwing, but they never gave it a name in the film.
Right. Yeah.
Or the Batcock. It was a Batwing, is what they call. Is what it.
It's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're talking about Keaton and them. Yeah.
But even with Christian Bale, he had because
he had something else
when he was facing the Joker, he was driving. Yeah. He was also driving the Bat Cycle or whatever it would be too.
What was actually built into though?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was part of the Tumbler. Yeah.
Yeah.
So more fantasy cars. Ecto 1.
Ecto 1. Yeah.
You just couldn't beat that. Just an old, tricked out, looked like 1950s ambulances. Because ambulances back then, for some reason, were station wagons. You ever see the old video footage from anybody getting loaded into an ambulance in like the 50s?
Right.
It's a station wagon.
It was a station wagon.
And that's what Ecto 1 is.
What was a hearse?
Was it a hearse?
Yeah.
Why did I always think it was the old ambulance?
I don't know, but it was a hearse.
Well, that makes sense. You're picking up ghosts, so.
Yeah. So.
Of course, it had the old. It's not really a European siren, but it sounds closer to that than anything else.
Yeah, it had a whole different sound to it. And they probably had to,
Well, yeah, you've got to. I can't even remember if they had red and blue lights. Legally, if they had red and blue lights, they should have been arrested just for having those. But I think, for the purpose of the movie, they were finally classified as an emergency vehicle. This would be behind the scenes.
Oh,
It was never announced. They're an emergency vehicle. But, by the time they realized ghosts were real, I guess they said, yeah, okay, they're an emergency vehicle.
And Shawn, coming up in a couple weeks, I think we're going to have, is it a couple weeks or is it next week? We're doing Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah, with Jim. It'll be, let's see, today.
No, not next week. Yeah. I think it is next week.
Well, this is, as we're recording this is the second to last day of January. So... We've got the 6th. So or the 7th would be so that's
so we're going to be doing that. So I'm going to throw a vehicle out there.
Okay.
The Mystery Machine.
Yoinks!
Ruh-roh, Reggie.
I'm just surprised there was never just a cloud coming out of that thing.
Yeah.
I know in the movies they did do that as a joke once in the actual live movies.
Right. Well, they couldn't do that in the cartoon.
No, but come on, look at Shaggy.
Yeah.
And even Velma, I think,
Velma.
I can't remember you got Velma, Shaggy, Scooby, and I'm blanking on the other two.
Fred,
yeah.
and Daphne.
Fred and Daphne look too straight-laced for there to have been a cloud coming out of that car.
They did.
Although he did have that handkerchief around his neck.
Yeah,
so
the ascot.
Yeah. But you can't tell me Scooby. The reason they wanted Scooby snacks is because they had the munchies. You know that.
True.
Yeah.
And they were always eating.
Well, yeah.
Not just Scooby snacks. Everything. So, that's an iconic vehicle as well.
Mm-hmm. So if we're going to stay in the cartoon world, I'd like to bring up the Flintstones car.
The Flintstones car. There is a body shop around here that actually has that.
Oh, I have to see that. I have to see that.
It's.
Now, I'm just wondering, how is that supposed to actually work better than walking? You've got. I don't know how much that wood and stone would weigh, but it'd have to weigh a bunch.
Yeah, well,
and it was always they could start it off and then they would just coast the rest of the way. It's like.
Yeah,
You never saw them putting their feet back down to get it going.
No, but they had to stop with their feet.
Yeah, and how does it's got to be just the wheels alone got to be 500 pounds.
Oh yeah. That is a cool vehicle. And then didn't Barney had a different vehicle?
Barney had one that looked like a sharpened pencil.
Yes. It was the sports model.
Yes, it was the coupe.
Yeah.
Barney had the sports coupe for the day. Fred had the station wagon. He had the sports coupe.
Yeah. Oh man. Barney.
And if we're gonna stay with cartoons, I got to go to the polar opposite. The Jetsons flying car.
Right, the Jetsons.
The suitcase cars you want to.
Suitcase. That's what I always thought was cool. It folded right up into a briefcase. You don't have to worry. It's parking.
If you get a parking ticket in that, you deserve it.
You would, yeah.
It's like, how do you get a ticket? It sits at your desk.
Yeah.
You put it in your file cabinet.
How it folded up like that?
It's space age polymers. I don't know.
That's what it
Nanobots.
is. Nanobots.
Oh my goodness! One more cartoon car I have on here.
Okay.
The Mach 5.
The Mach 5. That was a great show. what was the?
It was Speed Racer, but
Yeah, Speed Racer, and remember Racer X's car?
yeah,
I mean,
that I
cool,
don't
too.
remember the name of. I can remember the name of the Mach
Yeah,
5.
I don't know. I don't remember that either, but
It's not important. Speed Racer was the one.
yeah, but that was a cool car. I mean, it did all those crazy things,
Oh yeah.
which we know that. Well, it's cartoon, so
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
do a lot of things in
Exactly.
a cartoon.
Is that all the cartoon cars that I have? I got some Transformers if we want to call them cartoons, but they came out in the movie, so I'll
Are
hold
they
off
a
on them.
robot or a car? Or whatever?
They're robots in disguise, Mark.
That's true. What about the Ford Gran Torino, Starsky and Hutch?
Starsky and Hutch, the Gran Torino. Yeah, that car. I can't imagine. I never got to see one live. I still have not gotten to see one live.
See, I've seen one, and man, I would love to have one of those.
I guess they look a little weird to me, though. They look a little aerodynamic yet boxy.
Now, my grandparents had a Gran Torino. It wasn't like that one. I mean,
Well, right.
But it was still sporty looking. It was more of a brownish red color.
Okay.
So, but yeah, still sporty looking. But
Did it have some get up and go, or had it got up and went by that point?
no, I mean, it still had some get up and go. So, so yeah, Starsky and Hutch. that was a good.
Nice. Well, if we're going to talk about cars that belong to police officers, I'm kind of stretching for this one, but it was a police car at one point. The Blues Brothers car,
Oh, that's right.
the Dodge Morocco, Morocco,
Morocco. Yeah. Yeah.
or is it Monaco? Monaco. I can't read my own handwriting sometimes, folks. Dodge Monaco.
Yeah. So that's a cool car. That one is, and a great movie too.
We're on a mission from God. It's just that's the only. Well, it's not the only car to drive through the mall because how many cops followed them, but that's the big iconic scene with them driving through the mall and coming out clean on the other side while 75 police cars crash behind them, and of course nobody's hurt.
That's right. Oh boy. Well, you stick with the police thing. There were once 3 little girls who went to the police academy. Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
So there is an iconic car from that, and that was the one I think Farrah drove, and that was the Mustang Cobra 2, came out in 1976.
Nice.
So, it was like white with the blue stripe down the center, or I guess it was a dual stripe down the center.
And if we're gonna go with sports cars, then I think we gotta go next to the General Lee.
The General Lee, that was a classic car.
Now I can't remember. Did they weld the doors shut for the show, or was that part of the storyline that the doors
that was
are
part
welded
of
shut?
the storyline. I think they were welded shut because it was a stock racing car or something like that. So
Right, but yeah, so they would always have to slide in, and you talk about a car that we know it's not supposed to do the stuff it does. All that jumping ditches and all that. If you did that now, that car would look like an inverted V.
well, if you ever watched it land, you can see
The
just,
frame snap and
it's just,
I
had
wonder
a bunch of those.
How many? Well, yeah, how many did they go through per show?
I don't know. That's
Eventually somebody's like,
some of those jumps were the same jumps I've seen before.
well, right. At some point they're like, look, can we just get a little amount of dirt in a micro machine and just, or Hot Wheels, and film it from below or something so it looks like it's.
Chips.
Chips.
Yeah.
Motorcycles.
That's right. So it was a modified Kawasaki Z1 and a KZ900. So depending on what year you were watching, but yeah, Ponch and John, and that was always a cool show. Except I was always scared to go, and my grandparents lived out in the Los Angeles area at one time, but
right.
they weren't there when
this was being filmed, right?
But every crash on there was always at least 100 cars.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not sure that that's really how it works, but it makes you scared to go out.
So, we've been called Skip and Marty before. If we're John and Ponch, which one are you? Which one am I?
Oh, that's tough. I don't know. Which one?
I don't know, huh? Which one of us looks most like Eric Estrada?
Maybe we should have people vote on that.
Yeah. Vote now on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I don't know if you can vote on YouTube, but go ahead and throw it in there. Which one of us is Ponch and which one of us is John?
Ooh, that's, yeah. Oh, how about the A-Team van?
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah, the A-Team van, yes. Classic. You saw that, you knew some stuff was about to go down.
Yeah, that's right.
If you could find them, well, you could find them because they got a pretty distinct van.
That's right, because Well, they had to drive a van.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Because B.A.,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. T.
Right.
You know, I just remember that. I ain't getting in no plane.
You have to give him his milk.
That's right. Which was funny because one of them was a pilot. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Face was the
no,
pilot?
that was Murdoch.
Murdoch.
Mad Dog. Murdoch.
That's why they kept him around.
That's right.
So what do we got here?
Well, let's talk about Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh, the Thunderbird.
The Trans Am.
Mm-hmm. Or Trans Am.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
With the Firebird on it.
Right.
Yeah, but that was a classic car. And
There's probably some Thunderbird drank during the filming of it, but
yeah, I had a friend that's dad owned one of those.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think it was the Bandit edition.
Yeah, I think
I remember going cruising in it a couple times.
now that had some get up and go in it, I guarantee.
Oh, that had some get up and go. His dad always, did top of the line stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I'm sure. So, how about we go to a little bit? I got a couple of horror movie ones on here.
Oh yeah, let's do
Christine.
that. Christine.
It was what was Christine? It was a 1958 Plymouth Fury, perfect car for an angry the Fury.
The Fury.
But yeah, I've seen the movie one time decades ago. Isn't it the guy's girlfriend or wife possesses the car or some?
Yeah, and then somebody else buys it.
Right, and somebody else. Yeah, well, yeah, he's found cheating. She dies somehow, and she possesses the car. It kills the original owner.
Mm-hmm.
Then this guy gets it and wakes up. And what is the song that plays every time she's going to go on a murder spree?
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh.
It's been such a long time since I've seen that movie.
So since we're talking about all the social medias, hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Let us know what the song that played every time Christine was getting ready to murder, what song would play. It was a specific song, and I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I remember on the way home, I'll be like, it was this!
So what was the, you had another one there.
Yeah, the truck from Maximum Overdrive, a possessed 18-wheeler.
Oh, yeah.
And it had it was either a clown's face or a Joker's face on the front. I don't remember which.
It almost looks like the Green Goblin.
Yeah, Green Goblin. So, and it was a possessed pickup truck.
Oh, it was a semi.
Or semi-truck.
Yeah.
Semi-truck. Now, that one wasn't a Stephen King thing, was it? The Christine was. But I don't remember if Maximum Overdrive.
I'm trying to remember who.
Probably Dean Koontz.
Yeah, somebody like that. True. That one was definitely.
Mm-hmm. If we want to talk about possessed cars, My Mother the Car. That's not a psycho car.
There's a funny story behind My Mother the Car. I think I've mentioned this before, but Jerry Van Dyke, who starred in that, they wanted him to play Gilligan. And he goes, no, I just got this part in this great series I'm going to star in. It's going to be fantastic. My Mother the Car. We all know what happened.
Yeah, Bob Denver thanks him.
Yes, every day.
Well, not anymore, right, yeah.
But, how about this one, the Monkees? Remember the Monkees?
Oh, yeah, I remember they had...
It was a GTO. It was 1966
GTO.
GTO.
But, you can't believe they drove. I mean, people see them walking around.
Yeah, everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I had to stretch for that one. Here's a classic that we haven't brought up yet, the DeLorean. I mean, come on.
Oh, the
Back
DeLorean,
to the Future.
Yes.
1.21 gigawatts. Doc, you turned a DeLorean into a... This is the second show in a row I got to do that.
Yeah, I know. That's right.
You turned a DeLorean into a time machine? Well, I mean, what other car are you going to turn into a time machine?
Well,
I mean,
that's right.
it looked
you
futuristic
gotta go with
enough.
some style.
Oh, yeah. If you're going to go through the time, you better
The
do it in
DeLorean,
style.
that was a huge thing back then. And, well, I think prior to that, it kind of, they just went bankrupt, didn't they?
Yeah, the guy was involved in drugs and other things. I don't know if he was involved in drugs at the time. He eventually ended up, with some drug collars. But yeah, so it just basically, he tried to start the company up and made one car. It got used in a... Was it already defunct by the time Back to the Future came out?
See, I'm thinking...
85.
So, I'm not sure when the DeLorean, what its run was.
I'm going to cheat.
Go ahead and cheat then.
And while I'm doing that, I'm going to look up the Christine car.
Okay. Well, do you want me to go on with something?
Yeah, if you want to do that while I'm cheating.
Sure. Oh, so we can't. I've seen this movie so many times.
Mm-hmm.
Stripes. Bill Murray stripes, right? So the EM-50 urban assault vehicle, which was an RV, right?
Is that what they took into Wisconsin? I mean,
Yeah,
Czechoslovakia?
Yeah.
Just go in, you go out. It's Czechoslovakia. It's like going into Wisconsin.
Yeah, I got my kicked in Wisconsin one time.
Oh, that's great stuff. Great stuff.
I can't believe. Have you found it yet? Or are you still looking?
No. 83 were the model years for the DeLorean, so it was after.
Mm-hmm. So.
And
Well,
I didn't
they
look
probably
up
got a
Christine,
good deal on it then.
Well, I imagine so, especially
right.
2 years later afterwards. Yeah.
What about the Dumb and Dumber, the mutt cut?
Oh my God. Ugliest car on the face of the earth.
It was. Yep. Man.
I'm not gonna be able to find the Christine thing.
You're not? Okay. You have another one over there?
Yeah.
I know we were going to talk about other things too, but if you have more.
So I got a couple more.
Okay.
Like I said, you've got the Transformers. So you got the big two are Bumblebee and Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime's the 18-wheeler. Bumblebee's he was originally a Beetle, but then in the cartoon. But then when the movies came out, he turned into a Camaro, the Camaro that everybody wanted to buy. It was a V10, and yeah.
Okay.
Talk about get up and go. But when I was a kid, everybody wanted the Optimus Prime or pretended to be Optimus Prime.
Sure.
When you would play Transformers, and yeah, so those were the big ones out of that. But since we're talking about Bumblebee and he was a Beetle, brings up Herbie the Love Bug.
And I was just gonna argue with you because Kit was not the very first smart car. Herbie was
this for I forgot about Herbie.
I mean, Herbie didn't talk.
Mm-hmm.
But it could drive itself.
Right. Exactly.
Exactly. Everything it needed to do.
So let's go with one more car, and I think this is a good one to end on. The Ferrari from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, yeah.
Mainly because of all the stress it caused Cameron. It put him catatonic.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen the commercial that's out?
I saw it recently, yeah.
Where Cameron... the two kids, it was almost like a Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I mean, it was the same scene.
Yeah.
And then he ends up locking them out of it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, no, been there, done that.
Yeah. But it's funny. They skipped school and they took Cameron's dad's Ferrari out for joyriding. And, while they went and did what they did, they left it with valet parkers who, of course, drove it all around Chicago.
Right.
And, so their plan was when they got back that they would roll back the miles. But when they got it back from the valets, they saw, oh my God! So then they put it on the blocks, ran it in reverse, thinking that was going to take care of the mileage, and of course it didn't.
Right.
So then Cameron has a temper tantrum, basically starts kicking the car. I can't handle this, just can't. And then it just falls in to the woods behind it.
Backwards, yeah.
Because they got it in reverse, remember, and it's on blocks. Well, he kicks it so hard it comes off the blocks.
And it was like a glass window behind it and just...
Right through and into the trees. There's an elevated garage, too, I think, because it ended up in the trees.
Yes.
And Cameron goes catatonic at that because that car was his dad's baby.
That's it.
But at some point he snaps out of it because they're at the pool and he falls in the pool and they think he's trying to drown himself. And they pull him out and he just looks at Ferris and goes, Ferris Bueller, you're my hero. So he basically had a break, but then recovered and said, yeah, I'm just going to talk with my dad about it. We need to talk anyway, so.
Right. So there's other vehicles, and we need to mention some of those.
Yeah.
So you want to start?
Yeah, so when we're talking about vehicles, you can go into the future. So you've got, the Starship Enterprise.
The Starship Enterprise.
I'm giving her all she's got, Captain. She can't take no more.
Oh, Scotty.
Initiate warp drive. That's a horrible chat.
That is, yes. That is so bad.
Right. But then you go to the other star. You got Star Wars. You've
Star?
got
No.
Well,
but that's not really a vehicle.
It's not a planet either, though. So what is it? It's a thing. It's a space station.
It's
I think.
Space station.
Yeah.
I guess.
So, but then you got the Millennium Falcon.
The aluminum what?
The Millennium Falcon.
Oh, okay.
What the hell's an aluminum Falcon? And then the X-wing.
The X-wing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was thinking too. You brought that up, and I remember watching a TV show that I loved when I was a kid, Battlestar Galactica.
Oh yeah.
Remember the Vipers?
Mm-hmm.
So those, And then the Cylons, of course, had their...
Right, exactly. So I just thought of this just now. Would the Voltron Lions count?
Ooh. Well, it turned into a robot.
And they were just
They
robot
were more
lions.
robot lions.
But
so
you had to
but
put
they're
keys in.
that's a vehicle.
Yeah, you had to put keys in. Well, then Silver's a vehicle.
That's right. So we can go way back. And Trigger.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, you had to put keys in them to make them work, and they did form a robot. Which
They did.
At that point.
But I think you're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so of course, not War of the Worlds, Battle of the Planets was also.
Battle of the Planets. Yes.
Which is basically Voltron 2 for my generation. It was out first, but the way it was brought here in the United States, it became Voltron 2.
Right. But I think I remember
At least
Battle
for
of the Planets. I think I remember Battle of the Planets being out. I mean, watching it like after school kind of deal.
Well, yeah, but yeah, I'm talking for my my generation.
Okay.
10 years later down the road,
Okay, I got you.
Not saying you're old, but I'm not young and you're older than me.
You know, we forgot a classic vehicle, the TARDIS.
Oh, that
Doctor
counts.
Who.
Hey, you got to travel through time.
It's a time traveling machine. It looked like an old British police box, and it was way bigger on the inside than it was on the out.
And then one more, and I can't say that I've ever seen this one though. The Invisible Jet from Wonder Woman.
That's right. I've never seen it.
See what we did there, or did you see what we did there?
That's right. The Invisible Jet. So does that mean the seahorse that Aquaman rode was?
I mean, if we're counting Trigger and
Silver,
Silver, yeah, then that's that would be
well, there you go.
Aquaman's. But Aquaman sucks.
Yeah, that's true. There's not much you can do.
Yeah, not the Jason Momoa one, but the Steve, not Steve Allen. What's his name?
Oh man,
Steve Allen's the Flash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
No, nobody remembers. It's Aquaman.
Because Aquaman sucks.
That's right.
All right. So if we've missed any vehicles that you think should be brought up, go ahead and hit us up on all the social medias. Again, that is Facebook. It's Randomosity with Shawn and Mark on Facebook. Then you have Randomosity Pod at all three: Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Coming up next,
Title
Twisters. Now it's time for Title... Can we go again? Now it's time for Title Twist. One more time. And now it's time for Title Twisters. All right, time for some Title Twisters. Again,
All right.
it's title, Mark. Title.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay.
I got that.
So this is where, I combine two movies or TV shows or whatever. This week happens to be TV shows. And I read a clue to Mark that kind of lets him know what the title could be, and he's got to guess the title.
Yeah, this is always fun on my side.
Well, I think you'll like this one. So,
Okay. So what's our theme here?
the theme is TV shows.
TV shows.
Mhm.
Okay.
So here's your first clue. Bubba Skinner arrests him. Dan Fielding prosecutes him.
In the heat of the night court.
Yeah, I like that one. After
That would be an interesting show.
That would be. Well, Your Honor, I really think that this man deserves to be in prison because... Zip it, bub.
Yeah. Righty then.
Well, that's bull. Okay.
Okay.
And then Dan would, if he had a catchphrase, is. So here's the next one. After Jefferson moves out, Archie gets a new annoying neighbor in suspenders who's always asking, "Did I do that?"
Okay.
I know you know the first one; it's obvious, but
Well, that would be an annoying neighbor. I'm going to go with All in the Family Matters.
yes. I'm just imagining Archie living next to.
Hysterical. That would not last
Oh, that
very
would
long.
not. So, this one I don't know if you'll get this one, but you might. I don't know if you know the first show.
Okay.
A girl robot tells her story about growing up in the '60s.
A girl robot. Oh, man.
See, I don't. This was on when I was a kid, but it wasn't. It
so
wasn't
the
on
other
any
one
major network.
is The Wonder Years.
Uh-huh. The first show was not on a major network. It was, I guess, always syndicated and was one of those that was only on like the peripheral
that
channels.
one I don't know.
You ever heard of a show called Small Wonder?
Small Wonder.
Yeah.
Is that where she could like stop?
No.
Time?
That was Out of This World.
Out of This World, yeah.
Yeah, Small Wonder is the girl robot. She talked like this and slept
You know,
in
I
the
think,
box.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, that one I knew would be a stretch.
My sister probably watched that and probably, but yeah, I wouldn't have got that.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. This one I think you will get depending on the second show. I don't know how much of it you watched. Gene asks the House Stark fill in the blank questions.
Okay, one more time.
Gene asks the House Stark fill in the blank questions.
Okay.
So
I
the
know the one's Match Game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Match Game of Thrones.
Could you just imagine that? You got Jon Snow sitting there,
Oh God.
King Joffrey, just
Yeah.
none of them doing any fun answers, and Gene's just, "Hi, host," and instead of "Hi, Gene," greetings. Okay.
Yeah, if they didn't agree with them, they just
chop
lop
their
their
head
head
off.
off.
Yeah. Go over there and lop his head off. All right, the next one. This one, I know you'll know both shows, but I don't know. Anyway, Gil Grissom and his team look for evidence in the case of a woman trapped in a bottle.
Okay. Gil Grissom. I'm trying to remember that. The other one is I Dream of Jeannie.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck would that be?
We've already said part of the title.
Yeah. Right, I know, but I'm trying to dream. Gil Grissom. Why do I know that name?
Oh, you've watched the show. I'm sure of it.
Oh boy, I don't know.
CSI Dream of Jeannie.
CSI. Dream of Jeannie. That's funny.
I like that one. So I got 3 more here.
Okay.
President Jed Bartlett hires 2 cowboys who tinker with inventions as his new Secret Service agents.
Okay.
So I will tell you, these shows are not in the order I read them, but that was the best way to do the clue.
Okay.
So
Give it to me one more time.
So President Jed Bartlett hires 2 cowboys who tinker with inventions as his new Secret Service agents.
Okay.
So
it's the Wild Wild West Wing.
Mm-hmm.
There would be a show right there.
Yeah, it would.
Woo.
So like sands through the hourglass, so too is Fonzie hitting the jukebox to make it work.
Happy Days of Our Lives.
Yes. Oh, I love this game.
Oh, that is fun. That is a lot of fun.
After he finishes this is the last one, by the way.
Okay.
After he finishes vacuuming the room, former MLB baseball player Tony must wash the TARDIS.
Okay. Doctor Who's the Boss?
Yes. I should have probably ended on Happy Days of Our Lives, but
You tried to do a different kind of title twister, I think, in the last episode, where you had Uncle Phil, but you said
Dr.
Phil.
God, that would be a great show.
That would be.
Not Dr. Phil on Fresh Prince, but Uncle Phil on Dr.
On
Phil.
Dr. Phil.
Now, why do you feel the need to act the way you do, Jazz? But no, that's the other way around. It's like, yeah, I do what I want. I'm in 3 gangs. Ah! As Phil throws them out. Oh, yeah. So that is a very quick, very easy game of title twisters.
That was very easy, yeah. I was surprised. I thought you'd stump me more.
No, the Small Wonder one I knew I would get you on.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say it's harder to do them for TV shows than movies. Are there just so many more movies or just so many more movie titles that lend themselves
Well, there's
to
a
this?
lot of them that have, like, one word names.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that's what makes it tough, because, I mean, you couldn't pair anything up with, like, Seinfeld, because...
Right, exactly.
Right.
I wanted to do something with Married with Children. Couldn't find any. I'm sure I probably maybe could find something with children as the first part or married as the last part, but
Yeah.
How I Met Your Mother, there's
Yeah.
all sorts of shows I want to use, but I can't find anything to pair with them. It's weird.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. That one does seem a little harder to do.
Yeah, but it's still fun.
Oh yeah.
When you get CSI Dream of Jeannie, that's just
that one. That one was good. That one was really good.
All right, so that's going to do it for this week. What do we got next week, sir?
Well, I'm glad you asked. On the next show, we'll be revisiting those classic Saturday morning cartoons that are near and dear to our hearts. Yes, we're doing a part 2 to this topic. We did one a few months ago, and now we're going to do another one. And because he wanted to be here for it, and he couldn't be here for the first one, we're going to have Jim back on the program.
Awesome.
And so he'll be discussing those with us. So we'll be climbing into the Wayback Machine with Mr. Peabody and Sherman.
That thing is so cramped.
Yeah, I know. We're going to have to leave them out.
Yeah.
Yeah. To relive those youthful days when we could spend Saturday mornings mesmerized by our animated friends. We're also going to do a... let me take a look here and just make sure.
We're
going to do a draft.
Yeah.
We wanted to do that. And that's going to be, I think that's going to be a part 2 as well.
Yeah, that's
right?
also movie props because Jim didn't get to be on the movie props one.
But we're taking all the movie props that we already drafted in the other episode.
Let's see if I can remember them. For me, it was lightsaber, Indy's whip, Ray Knight's baseball bat. There was 4. What was my 4th one? I don't remember. I'll listen to the episode and figure it out.
I'll have to go back and look. I think I wrote them down.
Yeah.
I know that I had like Humphrey Bogart's hat.
You had Captain. You had Humphrey Bogart's hat, the bat suit, Captain America's shield, and the thing from Big, the fortune teller.
Zoltar. Yeah, Zoltar.
You had Zoltar.
That's right. So those will all be off the board. So Jim can't pick those.
Out of those, Zoltar would be the one that he would choose.
I think he would. Yeah, I think he would. So that won't be there. And we're going to have a brand new segment.
Yeah.
Called Mount Rushmore. Until we come up with a better name for it, we're going to call it Mount Rushmore. So basically what that is we're going to take... So, there's 4 presidents on the thing. Shawn, who are the presidents that are on the Mount Rushmore?
You've got Lincoln, you've got Washington, you've got Teddy Roosevelt, and you have... It's not Woodrow Wilson, it's not FDR, it's not JFK... God, I should know that. Thomas Jefferson. Yep.
So what we're going to do is we're going to make our own Mount Rushmore. We're going to have this running throughout, bring it up every once in a while. And like we'll do superheroes or we'll do famous actors or maybe we'll do classic actors from way back in the day or singers, country stars. We
can break that out.
So we can break it all down. So we're not sure what we're going to do next week yet as far as which one of those categories, but we're going to make our own. So we'll pick 4 people for our own Mount Rushmore.
Can I suggest a name I just thought of?
Sure.
4 heads.
4 heads. Okay, that's good. We'll go with that one.
FOUR heads.
That's right. 4 heads. Perfect. So that's coming up. So brand new segment. Don't forget that our podcast drops every Sunday. And so you can go check us out then. Of course, you can listen throughout the week at any time. And if you haven't listened, if this is the first one you're listening to, man, I would love to be you because there's 17 other episodes. No.
17. This is number 18.
This is number, yeah.
So 17 other episodes.
17 other episodes.
Got to catch up, man. Got to catch up.
It gives you something to do.
All right, so that's what we have for next week. So until then, have a great week.
Later.
Thanks for listening. We appreciate you listening to Us Idiots again this week. Tell your friends and family about the podcast, and to see what other nonsense we're up to, check us out on Facebook at Randomosity with Shawn and Mark. You can also catch us on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Randomosity Pod. And remember, we're idiots. What do we know?
Oh, that was a lot of fun.
Hilarious. What a show.
Thank you for listening in. And if you want to learn more about how you can support the show, head over to Facebook at Randomosity with Shawn and Mark and hit the follow button.